And we live. Round 6, Season 2, GR4, Catalunya. Welcome everybody. For some reason we're at Catalunya. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. With a bunch of faces here today. Mikey coming with the P1. Congratulations to Mikey for P1 this time around. Mikey gets the Golden Star of the Day award. Good job. But yes, hello everybody, welcome back to Season 2 of the GR4 League. We are here for round 6 at Catalunya today. Which, it's a track, I guess. It's a track that people sometimes drive on. That's all I've got to say about it really. It is a thing that exists. I acknowledge it exists, but don't do anything with it. That's pretty much my opinion of this track. I used to like it, I don't anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As we watch Mr. Kazimitsu blasting around in his carrot of a Hurricane as JD enters the lobby. So we've got a couple of subs this week. We have not one, but two Norwegians racing with us today. Mr. Paul Swales and Mr. Enra. Hopefully they can put on a good show today. I believe Paul is filling in for Seal. So you can see the Australian flag there on the side of that lovely looking Jaguar. So Paul's filling in for Seal today, and Hebo is filling in for Wrighton, who's Guard's teammate in the Pot Noodle Racing Citroen. You also have Enra filling in for Racer as well. And I believe we might have one more sub, but I'm not sure of who that is. And of course we have all the usual entertainers here today. Kazi, as I've already mentioned, blasting around in his Carrot Hurricane. Mr. Gad Gaming in the other Pot Noodle Racing Citroen. We have Marmite, repping Team Geminite, in the lovely black and white McLaren, as we get ready for qualifying here. We also have Sean JD, who has just entered the lobby, as well as in the Halloween themed Audi TT. JD gets bonus points this week for being in a Halloween themed livery, because nothing is more spooky than racing around a blindingly hot and bright Spanish circuit. Truly horrifying, if I do say so myself. We also have Mikey in the lovely Megane. As much as Mikey says he doesn't like this track, the car will come in very handy here today. The Megane, I think, is a very good outside chance of doing well here today. As well as Mr. Hippie, who's in the chat. Hello Hippie, who will be joining us in the Alpha in just a moment. I was saying that as Sean just starts qualifying. Racer, Rob, how you both doing? Good to see you in the chat. As the qualifier begins, dun dun dun. So currently in the lobby we have, let's see as they come out on track. Sean heads out first, Kazi behind him, Swales filling in for Seal, Hebo filling in for Wrighton, Guards behind him, Marmite, JD, Mikey, Jay, Rob and Enra. And we currently have Hippie on his way to fill up the last of the positions here today. Good stuff. Sean gets a bit wrong into that corner there. Luckily it's an outlap, so it won't matter too much. So we still have plenty on the grid today, so it should be great racing as usual from these guys. GR4 never disappoints, and hopefully it can deliver around here. I will say GR4s are much better to watch than GR3s around this track in my opinion. Although I don't like driving them around here, so you know. Bit of a hypocrite, but sue me. As we see the first drivers coming up to the last chicane, hop, skip and a jump over the chicane. So see Kazi will be the first to cross the line for his first flying lap, I should say. He knows he's on camera, look at them flashing away there. Kazi giving us a good flash. Coming up the first corner, Kazi, followed by Swales, Hebo behind him. Gard and Marmite very close together on the entrance to first corner. Mikey and Jay there as well. Rob in the other Halloween TT. I do like that livery. I'll have a quick look at that livery while he's going around here. JD, the mad lad himself. Oh, as Rob looks to have slowed down there, he might have got the first couple of corners wrong. Looks like he will be wanting to go for another lap next time around. As you see, the dark green Rob giving us a lovely little show there for the Among Us themed livery, themed Halloween livery anyway. So we have the green, orange and purple of Rob, which I may say does look very nice, as well as JD, who is in the green, orange and silver variant. Excellent show by JD, who gets even more bonus points in my eyes for Halloween themed liveries. As I did say last week, bonus points will be given out for Halloween themed liveries, and he is not disappointed again. Looks to be a good lap from JD. He's managed to catch up to the rest of the pack here. Hopping over to the front of the grid as Kazi enters the last corner. This will be the benchmark to beat. As he comes over the line now, we're just creeping into the 150s there. Hebo is going to come across the line now. He sets a 151.3. Paul Swales comes across the line, 153.8. 51.9 for Gard. 52 dead for Marmite. 51.5 for Mikey, great time from him. 51.9 for Jay as the rest of them come across the line. Great time from JD. There's a 151 dead, puts him into second place. Rob will be coming up to his first flying after making a mistake on the first couple corners, and Sean also coming across the line with a 157.7. Good stuff by these racers so far. Kazi setting the early pace in that Hurricane. A lot of grip in that car. As Hippie joins the lobby, late as ever. Typical. Great starting pace from Kazi here. That Hurricane looks to be doing very well around in the early stages. For Kazi, hopefully he can score some major points in today. Ooh, he looks to get it a bit wrong, maybe a bit too much on the entrance into the first of the S's there. He does pick up a half-second penalty, and we'll have to go for another flying run on the next lap. Will we have any improvements on this lap? So you watch Heppo coming around tight hairpin. Only a slight improvement for Heppo so far, but a slight improvement still is enough to keep him in contention here in the ever favourable Citroen. Heppo, the Citroen man after all. Takes the last chicane well. Comes across the line now with a slight improvement of 151.2, puts him just ahead of Paul Swales, who also improves. But Jay comes across the line with a 151.5, and that puts him in provisional fourth. Great lap by him, just beating out the times of Swales and Mikey there. As Rob comes across the line and manages to put himself in second place at a 150.7. Great time by Rob there to put him in provisional second place, and Sean improves as well with a 155.0. Good stuff from these guys here. That were the only improvements that lap. So the current standings are Kazi still holding out with an almost half-second lead over Team Miller and Carter Racing in form of Rob and JD. Them two gunning around in the TTs at the moment, as JD is quicker by 0.2 on this lap, just in the first sector alone. That will be very beneficial for him now. Heppo in fourth place, not managing to improve too much, but keeps him in provisional fourth place as well. Jay, a great lap from him to put him into fifth place. Looks like he's really gotten the hang of that Aston this week. Paul just ahead of Mikey there, who's also just behind Jay, but Paul with a big improvement of a 0.35 seconds there. Good stuff from him. Let's see if Mikey can improve. He looks to be a bit sandwiched here between the two Gemini crews. As we look in front to see somebody's guard managed to pick up a half-second penalty. Let's keep an eye on Paul. There's a big improvement coming up here. Takes the last chicane well. Uses as much of the track as possible as he comes around the final turn. Will he have gained any more time? So 150.8, great lap by Paul, putting him into third place. Great lap by him in that Jaguar, just a 10th off Rob now. And Heppo also improves with 150.9 to put him into fourth place. And Rob just misses out on that first place again with a 150.3, continuously improving, as all of these guys should be getting maybe 2 more laps in here. Sean also improves again with a 154.2.5 even, putting him ever closer to the rest of the pack. So you see a couple guys in the pits there, they look like they've had enough. Let's see if there's any more improvements from the rest of the field. Absolutely no problem, Hippie. Hope you're well enough to race, my guy. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Can't help if you feel like shit. I know what it's like to wake up a lot of times and just not have enough sleep, so thank you for joining us in your hour of need. Hopefully you have a good time here today. Hopefully it takes your mind off it a bit. To see the ever-improving Rob, who's actually purple at the moment. Will he be able to continue that speed through the final sector? He's up by 0.05 of a second on Kazi. Will he be able to carry the speed around this final sector? Kazi improves with a 150 dead. That will make it very hard for Rob to snatch that first place away as these guys come on to their final laps here. Rob rounds the final corner. He will get another lap in. Comes across the line. 150.3. Doesn't quite manage to have enough speed coming around the final sector, and just an improvement from him. But JD, his teammate, comes out of nowhere with a 150.17 and puts him into second place. Looks like that would have been the pole time if not for Kazi improving on that lap. Kazi having a great time out there in that Hurricane, setting the standards alight. Will anybody be able to get into the 149s here today? It does look like it's possible, but it will require a mega lap from anybody. Good to hear. God, I can only imagine the amount of shit you two talked at 5 o'clock in the morning, if I'm honest. Looks like JD carries a bit too much speed, and that chicane might hinder his time, but let's see as he comes around on the back straight now. Coming up to the final sector. Let's have a look at Kazi, see if he can improve any more. So he gives us another flash coming through the final chicane, speeding round the final corner. Will it be an improvement for him? Comes up the line now, not quite, just missing out. Another 150.3 consistent laps from Kazi there. To see Team Potnoodle Racing and Rocket Science Racing coming in the background, doesn't look like they're managing to improve at all. Let's have a look at Marmite coming across the line. Does a 151.8, doesn't manage to move any more places, but a good improvement from him. Enra comes across the line with a 151.5, puts him up a couple more places into 7th place. Rob unfortunately doesn't manage to improve, and neither does his teammate JD. They will stay in 2nd and 3rd place for the meantime. Doesn't look like anybody else is currently on lap at the moment. So that looks to be the final standings. Kazi coming out on pole in the Carrot Hurricane today. JD following him. Great performance from him again, beating out his teammates in 2nd place. Rob in 3rd. Paul Swales in the Jaguar doing a great job after being asked to come in as a sub today in 4th place. Heppo, an equally amazing job, coming in 5th place there. Jay in 6th. Enra in 7th, Mikey in 8th, and so forth. Now it looks like we're going to have a restart for this grid, so this won't be the actual start. This time around we are going to have to restart. As I see the windscreen wipers from JD. Who's gonna predict the start? I'm gonna predict Swales. Keeping on Swales, and off they go. To see the TTs get eaten up on the line, but look at the great start. Great starts from everybody here today. This will be a restart to allow Hippie to get back into the lobby. Let's see if there's any carnage on T1 who's not going to break. Oh, looks like everybody's actually kept it fairly clean for it being a stuck check. Looks like Paul trying to go around the inside there. See JD trying to sneak around the outside. And there we have it. Oh, as you see, JD and Swales coming together there, showing wide. Who's going to be the last one left? Kazi the last one left. Rotten eggs for Kazi in the chat for being the last one to enter to exit the stuck check. Good start there from everybody. Good start there from Kazi as well. Heppo and Paul, just to get into second and third there provisionally. Hopefully they can replicate that for their starts now. Let's have a look at the early birds. Mikey, Rob and Heppo getting that extra minute of practice while everybody's readying up. Kazi out there as well. See everybody readying up now for the start of the sprint race. Let's have a quick check how many laps it is. Will be 5 laps. GR4 is a little bit longer around this track with the 2-minute laps. So we'll go into be about 10-minute sprint race with a 30-minute feature race. Hey Teach, how you doing, buddy? You working today, buddy? I assume you are since it's a Saturday, but thought I may as well ask. Everyone in! It's spitting! Everyone in! I mean, that's Civ is kind of light work, kind of. That is true. If he's not doing his actual job, he's doing GRT work. That's just fact. Hey JD, how you doing, buddy? Good luck today. You too, Mikey, as well as everybody else in the chat. No more work this year. Ominous. Oh, that was the correct time to... that was the best time to do that. Good timing. As you see, poor Swales ramming it into the wall there. That was excellent timing. That is a great camera angle if everybody just goes straight off in that corner. That was a great camera angle. Hey Kazi, how you doing? Good quality from you, mate. Hopefully you can replicate that in today's racing, which I'm sure you can. Defend like mad, because you have some fierce competition today. As apparently Paul gets a penalty? Question mark? Anyway. Hey Paul. Good luck to you too, buddy. Hopefully you do that Jag proud, which I'm sure you will. Good quality times from both you and Heppo today, considering you've just been drafted in to this. So good job from you two. Who are we waiting on here? Is the 12 people in? Yep. Should be starting any minute now. Everybody is readied up. I wonder if Sean forgot I'm not racing, as we see Kazi going backwards. That's my job. Anyway. Right, here we go for the sprint race, round 6 around Catalunya of the GRT GR4 Championship Season 2. Let's keep it to the front of the grid. Red lights are on, and we're green. Looks like a great start from both Heppo and Paul Swayers to go straight through both of the Audis there. Looks like maybe a bit of a poor start from Kazi there, as a couple of people behind look to be capitalising on that there. Heppo to the outside, Paul on the inside there. Great start by Heppo, going from 5th into 2nd place. Coming into the first few corners there, Mikey also up into 4th place. The TT suffering big time on this first straight here. Jay also moving up into 5th place, good stuff from him, and Gad up into 6th, good stuff from them guys to make up them early positions there at the start. Rob and JD in 7th and 8th there, just behind these two. Hopefully they'll be able to make up places as quickly as possible. To see Mikey and Jay going at it, Jay trying to go around the outside of the McGann. Ooh, looks like Mikey didn't have enough grip there. Will the Aston be able to come back around with the power? Close battle between these guys. Mikey shuts the door with a better grip on that McGann, but will the Aston be able to come back past him on this back straight? To see the guys behind him just lurking. Let's keep your eyes on this battle here. As they go into the tight hairpin guards, manages to get Jay on the inside. Will he have enough drive? Good overtake there from Guard, capitalising on them positions there, and sweeps by into 5th place. Will he be able to find a way past Mikey on the straight? Oh, Mikey goes a bit wide coming into the chicanes now. Will he have a good drive coming out of the last corner? I think everybody will be eating that Citroen alive. Citroen? Renault, that's what I meant. So see Guard moving to the inside with a much better power, even in a Citroen, much better power, sweeping to the inside. Will Mikey be overtaken by anybody else? Jay looks to move to the inside to defend against JD behind him. Jay goes to the inside line. To say JD gets a breaking point wrong and manages to go straight through onto the track. Mikey as well. Jay puts a good move up the inside, and unfortunately, the stupid penalty system of GRT Sport awarded Mikey a half-second penalty there. It's really unfortunate. It was a tight battle between him and Jay there. Really unfortunate for Mikey there. It was a fair enough chase. It just seemed like there was a tiny bit of contact there which forced Mikey wide. It was really unfortunate for him. As we look to the front of the grid now, Enra in McLaren looks like he wants to get racy as well. He separates both of the Audis at the moment. Saying that as Enra goes wide, that will leave him vulnerable to JD now. Comes up behind them. Rob has also managed to catch up to the back of Jay. Will he be able to take him into the hairpin? Looks like he's got a nice run in the slipstream there. Will Jay go defensive? Rob moves to the inside, good on the brakes. Oh, looks like Jay tries to get the cut back but doesn't have quite enough space, and Rob does get that move done and dusted. Good stuff by Rob there to get in front. I think Jay just tried to get the cut back, but unfortunately there was not enough room there. Very difficult to try, and you have to leave the undercut very late to try and make it work there. As Rob gets a lovely run out of the chicane and into the last corner, putting a bit of a gap between him and the pack behind. Let's see if they can catch back up. Guard doing a fantastic job to move up into 4th place. Great stuff by him. See Enra and JD lurking in the background, hoping to make up some positions here again. Hippie from the back of the grid, moving up to 9th place. This will be a track where hopefully the Alpha will excel a bit more. The go-kart of the Alpha will help him through the twisty middle sector. but unfortunately all the time that will be gained through the twisty stuff will be compromised on them straights here. Hopefully you can get some good results here today. Now as we go back to this pack here, see Jay just defending off from Enra at the moment as JD looks to have a good run out of that left-hander. Doesn't quite have the pace to mount a move on Enra yet, but Enra goes wide yet again. Looks like JD wants to move to the inside, but again doesn't quite have the room. Will Enra go defensive here? JD moves to the inside. Will he be better on the brakes? JD goes to the inside. Ooh, bit of contact there. Ooh, and a bit of a bump there. That looked like it was just a bit into the braking zone there. I think both Enra and Jay very late on the brakes there and just moved into the side of Jay. But they both wait, so that's fine. Marmite's the big winner out of that, who managed to move up into 8th place after that little bit of carnage there. Nothing really could have done there. Jay looks like they'd get a bit slidey there. Still managed to have a good run out of the chicanes though. As you see, Rob in front managing to mount an attack on Gad. Going to be close into the first couple corners. Rob a bit later on the brakes and sweeps around on the inside to take that place away. Now let's move a bit further back to see how the race behind them is developing. JD not having the best race here today, just sitting in 9th place. So you have a close battle of 4 here on the penultimate lap. Looks like JD wants to move up the inside of Marmite. Will he have the traction? Lovely close racing by these guys. Marmite still has the inside defensive line. Good defensive lines by Marmite here. JD might be getting the cutback here. No, looks like Marmite just has a bit more traction. Doesn't quite have the gap to mount an attack this time around, as Enra still looking to try and move past Jay here. Enra looks to the outside of the corner. Will he manage to make a stiff? A great move by Enra going to the outside there. Good stuff from him, going around the outside of Jay. As JD looks to go on the inside of Marmite, Marmite's still the inside, has to yield a bit of space as JD goes wide. He manages just to get that place. So we have both Marmite and Jay. Marmite actually managed to pick up a half-second penalty there. It's really unfortunate for him in these final laps. Let's have a quick look up front to see if there's any change up front. Not really. Rob not managing to gain too much time on any of these guys here. Kazi with a great lead, but does pick up a half-second penalty. That might allow Hebo and Paul to come back, but he has managed to open up quite the lead here. Good stuff from him here today. Hebo in 2nd place, running a good consistent race as always in his favourable Citroen. What do you expect from the Citroen master himself? Paul just behind him, the 2 subs, the super subs you should probably say today, rocking out the last 2 steps of the podium here today. Will they be able to keep it on these in the last half of the final lap? Rob just bearing down on him now. Will he be able to have enough speed to catch him in the last race, in the last sector? It will be a big ask from him. Gad just sitting pretty behind him. As he looks to have a bit of a change here at the moment. What's happened to Jay? He's managed to move right back into 11th place. I wonder if there was a bit of contact there between everybody. As JD managed to move up into 6th place on this final lap. We'll definitely have to save this and watch what happened there, because Enra is still in 7th place, but JD has managed to pull a blinder on all of them and managed to move up into 6th place with a big gap to the rest of the pack. We'll have to have a look back on the replay and watch what happened there, as there might have been some contact as Mighty manages to move past Enra here. Enra's tyres look maybe to be worse for wear now, as Enra gets it all wrong and Mikey comes across in 7th place here. Sean manages to move back up into 9th place as well. Drama on the final laps. We just missed it on the stream. And Marmite also moves back into 12th place. What happened there in the last few corners? I know Marmite picked up a penalty. We'll definitely have to have a look back at that after these races here. Didn't even manage to congratulate the guys coming across the line there. Kazi with the win, pole position, led from the start as the cars go absolutely mental across the track. Thank you, GRT Sport. What happened at the end there? Looks like there was some contact there at the end as Enra looks to apologise. And we have a 10-minute break before we go into the feature. Let's have a quick save of this replay, as I have now got plenty of space to save all the replays in the world now, so you don't have to worry about that any longer. Our race winner here today, Kazi. Great stuff from him yet again in the Carrot Hurricane. Good stuff yet again. And the 2 super subs in the form of Swales into P3 and Heppo in P2 for the sprint race as well. Yeah, I don't know what happened at the end, Hippie. I was watching the front runners because there was a change at the front and seeing if there was anything at the front, and then as soon as I looked back on one of the corners, it'd been like a few corners and all the positions from like 6th back to 12th had changed. So I'm gonna have a look to see what the hell happened there. Have to put a note about that one in. It's unfortunate though, Hippie, because he actually did manage to have a good time there. Fair enough. We'll have to have a look at that then. Have a look at that. Back at that at the end of the stream then, Enra. Let's see what happens there, because there was a complete change of them positions. Because I think JD managed to take home 6th in the end. And Jay unfortunately moved back to 11th place. We'll have a look back at the end of the stream though. Right now, we're in a 10-minute break before the feature race, which will probably be another half an hour. Half an hour race will probably be 15 laps. With fuel and tyre wear on. Some really good racing there in the sprint race. Some good overtakes there. Some tight battling again. This championship never does disappoint. Really doesn't. As you see, both JD and Paul. Let's have a look to see what tyres they're on. Both trying out the medium tyres here. Let's see what the wear is like at this track. See, JD almost getting it wrong there. Picking up a half-second penalty for going wide. Again, the penalties at Catalunya can be brutal. So hopefully all the guys manage So how are you guys all been today then in the chat? How are you all doing today? I've had a lovely breakfast this morning. That's where I was. Where I was, there was a market on. So we went and had some breakfast first and then went to the market today. In the pouring rain, as usual. It's fun, it's like the first thing you plan in months. And then the weather just decides, nah, let's just have a rainy day today. Why not? But on the plus side, we were at the coast, so can't really complain too much. True, true. I think Kazi was going to try the optimum strategy there, going on the wets. Looks like he's decided against it though, for shame. I think something tells me the wets will really come into play today. Don't know what it is. Oh, I know, literally I was driving back home and the sun's now out completely. It's a bit dark and cloudy, but as soon as I was driving home the sun came out. But it's that winter sun, so it's kind of like very, very bright and very low, so everything blinds you, especially when it's been raining. So the entire road was just white because of all the rain and the sun. I'm surprised I didn't see any rainbows, to be honest. That's usually what we get. No doubt we'll also have snow today, sleet today, and then we'll also just have a hurricane as well. That'll just happen. British weather for you. What are you doing, Ebo? What you doing? Yeah, I've lost my other pair of sunglasses as well for the car, so I was blind driving home. That's probably not a good thing when I think about it. Oh well, I survived. Just a few minutes to go here. I think everybody's readied up now. Waiting on one person in particular. It's the same person we're always waiting on, of course. But he's still got a few minutes here, so we're good. Say, watch out for this man. What do we do, TJ? I'm gonna guess this has something to do with siege, maybe? I don't know. Possibly. But I don't know. No doubt it probably involves me. Because everything usually does, especially if something's went wrong, it's usually me. Can't say much more. Interesting. Well, judging by that, I think I know what it is. But I'm not sure. I'm curious and curiouser. Just waiting on one person ready up, I think. Yep. And then we'll be getting this underway. JD with the quickest time so far with a 1:54.3, and as I say that, Enra and Kazi both come across the line with 1:54s of their own. And Mikey also comes across the line with a 1:52.7 as well. Great lap from him. Certain chat in the Discord. I'll have to have a look back through. I can't remember what was said last night. Fair enough, Teach. Fair enough. Sure we'll hear about it at some point. Here we go. Just waiting for Hippie to ready up. There we go. And we are now underway. Never mind. I mean, whatever it is, I'm sure we can probably work around it. I imagine. I'm sure we can. Anyway, as we come up to the start line now, Marmite on pole, and away we go. Let's have a look behind. Let's have a look at Jay trying to make a move on Hippie into the first corner. He does, using the raw power of that Aston over the Alfa Romeo go-kart, managing to get past Hippie at T1, but Hippie will be all over the back of him. For the rest of this one, we see Enra trying to make early moves and going up the inside of Sean. Nice pass from Enra there. JD looking to make early moves as well. Just to see a bit of a change up front. It's a good shout, Teach. It's a good shout. Hopefully you haven't jinxed them too early. And I won't say it aloud on stream. Anybody who sees that will know what it means. But yes, it is a good shout here today, as we see Mikey getting past Sean up the inside there. JD looking to do the same, not quite having as much grip. As we have a look further back, no position changes so far. Actually, Heppel managing to get past Paul on the early stages of this race. All four of them drivers on the mediums. A lot of the drivers on the medium tyres at the moment. Looks like Mikey, Enra, Hippie are the only ones that are on the softs. 3 drivers on softs at the moment, so good stuff from these guys as Enra looks to make up more positions in the slipstream of the pink Alfa Romeo. Goes to the inside, will he have enough speed in braking into the first corner? Looks like he will. Enra goes to the inside. Oh, looks like there might have been a bit of contact up front between the two. Razor's Edge Racing. Jay forced back and Marmite almost loses first place, but he still has the inside line. Defends well from the rest of the pack there. Hippie trying to move up to the inside there, but a little bit of contact between them. As Mikey looks to slot into the middle of them there. Marmite holds the lead. Enra in second place. Jay in third. Mikey looks to make a move up the inside there on the better grip of them soft tyres. Enra tries to look for a cutback there, but Marmite defends well. Likewise, Jay defends well from both Mikey and Hippie behind him as well. Very close front of the pack this time around. You see Enra looks to make the same move there as Marmite picks up a half-second penalty. That's not what he would have wanted at all. Enra goes into first place, and Mikey looks to make a move on Jay now. Goes to the outside line. Mikey get the cut back into this hairpin. Hippie a bit late on the brakes there and goes wide. JD goes to the inside and takes advantage of that. JD now up into fourth place. Mikey still battling hard with Gemini there. Still trying to find a way past as the rest of the pack closes back up to them. Enra just managing to get a bit of a gap to these guys. So you see Marmite there looking to make up more positions, goes up to the inside of Hippie. Will he manage to get past? Goes to the inside there. Hippie looks to get the cut back on him, but Marmite looks to hold the defensive line. Good stuff from him. JD still looking for a way past Mikey. Looks to have dropped a bit off the pace there as Enra is also being hounded by Jay now after losing a bit of time on that main straight. Remember, Enra is on the softer of the compound tyres here, so his tyres will be fading away much more than the guys behind him, as well as being in that McLaren. To see Marmite as well looks to have fallen back quite a lot, maybe a mistake from him as he's now right at the back of the grid. Along with Hippie there, must have been some contact between the two as Hippie and Marmite now in 10th and 11th place. Unfortunate for them, as Mikey still looks to try and find a way past Jay here. Mike having better grip there. Jay still holding strong. He's in the slipstream of Enra in front. Moves to the inside to defend his position. Mikey looks to try maybe go around the outside of Jay. He gets the great traction out the corner. He's going to be on the inside for the next couple of corners. Great stuff there from Mikey. Very good traction. Taking a very deep line into the hairpin, managing to get the traction and going straight to the outside, then to the inside for the next corners. Great stuff by Mikey there to move ahead of Jay. Now he can hunt down Enra in front of him, unless the guys behind him can come back on the straight. Remember the power of both the Aston and the TT, as Mikey doesn't look like he has slipstream, so he will be very vulnerable on this main straight. Jay moves to the inside, and that is as easy as you like. Jay moves right around the outside of Mikey into the first corner, and Mikey has to do it all over again. This will be hurting Mikey's time here now, so he will want to make full use of them softer compounded tyres. Looks like he has better grip coming out the long right-hander there. He's on the inside of Jay. Manages to make the move stick there and goes through into second place. Good stuff from him yet again. Now, can he manage to build up a gap before a couple of straights and manage to draw out a bit more of a gap to them behind him? He's already starting to pull a bit of a gap out of the first sector here. Now, let's have a quick look further back to see if there's any position changes now. Gad managing to move up into 5th place. Rob and Hebo also managing to move up into 6th and 7th place. Great stuff from them. Following maybe the incidents early on here. Sean in 9th place. Kazi not managing to make up much time here. He is saving that bit more fuel but he's still on similar fuel to those guys around him, as Marmite managed to move up ahead of Sean there to the inside of the hairpin. Hippie trying to find a way around here. Sean goes a bit wide in that corner, Hippie goes into the inside. Clean overtake for Hippie there. Looks like Heppo just wants to follow Rob as we have our first pit in. Jay pits in from 4th place there and wants to get off their medium tyres as soon as possible. Going for the early stop, hopefully he can get a bit of pace and not be caught too much in this traffic here. Remember, Catalunya is a very long pit lane here, so they will lose a lot of time in the pits. Paul Swales actually manages to pit later than Jay, but also comes out ahead of him, but opts to take no fuel. It might be a 2-stop for Paul here. It might be a bit late though, as he doesn't come out with much fuel. Will he have enough fuel to get him to the end? He has only used up just over a quarter of his tank, so it might be possible here. But he will be hounded by Jay, who will be all out gunning it for the last of half this race. Will they be able to pit again, or will they go to the end of the race? We'll soon find out. As you see, Enra and Mikey now just managing to pull a bit of a gap on their softer tyres. Both their fuel and tyres look very nice here. Mikey in particular, who's managed to save that bit more fuel and tyres compared to Enra. As you see, he gains a bit more time coming around that hairpin. JD there just losing a bit of time through these sectors, but remember, he is on the harder compound of the two. So he's doing a very good job of keeping the pace here. As he comes into the pits now as well. Might be opting for the 2-stop here today. It's a great stop by JD. This will allow him as many options as possible, as we see the 2 Pot Noodle Racing guys in 3rd and 4th place. Great starts by these guys here. Heppo managing to climb his way through the grid from 2nd last on the grid, is now in 4th position. Do remember as well, these guys are all on the harder compounded tyres, so their last stint will be on the softer compound of tyres. Do see Marmite making some headway now as well, also, but he is also on the harder set of tyres there on the racing mediums, and he is managing to gain ground on the rest of the pack. Good recovery here from Marmite despite early incidents. See up front, just going into the hairpin there, Mikey really managing to close the gap on Enra, who looks to be struggling on this set of tyres now. A lot of wear on them fronts compared to Mikey. Might be starting just to lose that bit more grip now, which is putting him under pressure of Mikey. As Enra comes into the pits, now we see the leader pitting. Doesn't look like he quite has enough fuel to make it to the end, so he will have to do a splash and dash along with a new set of tyres. Mikey goes into the lead now with a 5.5 second gap to those behind him. Good stuff here from Mikey, and we do know, as we have seen previously from Mikey, he does like to run them soft tyres well into the later stages of the race, because you can afford to do that in Megane without losing any time whatsoever. So good stuff from Mikey here, as he still maintains a 5.5 second gap to the guys behind him. As you see now, Marmite challenging Rob, who's looks to be struggling on these tyres now. Marmite moves to the inside. Rob gives him enough space, but looks like Marmite has the traction to go up the inside of Rob there. Will Rob be able to have the space to come back on the inside there of Marmite? No, he doesn't. Marmite keeps the position. Great job from Marmite, and great recovery to move back up to 4th position. Great recovery drive from Marmite here. Looks to be on a mission here today. And puts him well in contention to pick up a great result here yet again. Does seem to be using a little bit more fuel, but that won't hurt him too much in the long run. As I see Enra in the background there, who is actually pitted onto another set of softs. Interesting strategy. So Enra will be going for the 2-stop strategy here today. I don't know if that might work out in his favour here today, because Catalunya is a notoriously long pit lane. He will have a lot of pace, but he will have to get through this traffic. There's none of the guys in front pit, so he will have to make his way through some of this traffic while they are battling in front. That will hemorrhage him time. So see Rob dropping back even more positions now, as Hippie looks to be trying to mount a challenge on Rob here. Hippie on the softer tyres and actually is gaining on the straight in Rob's slipstream. As I see Marmite in front there, great move from him. Looks like moving around the outside of Heppo. Great recovery drive from Marmite, as he manages to take the super sub of Heppo and manages to get around and hold the position. Marmite on a flyer here. Let's hope he can continue this run of form as he looks to hunt down Gad Gaming. There's a battle escalating behind them as well. Rob defending on from Enra and Hippie here. Enra uses his fresh set of soft tyres to the max, manages to move up to the inside of Hippie, looks to move on for a challenge of Rob, just has to back down out of it and loses time to Hippie, who slots back through there. As you see JD, who has already pitted in this race, coming up to the back of them there now, also already losing some grip on them tyres, doing the early stop of this race. But remember, he has already pitted as Hippie goes wide of that corner. Rob still defends, and Enra looks to still get past Rob now. Rob will surely want to pit in these next couple of laps, as these guys behind them are all over these guys. Will anybody be diving into the pits now? Mikey comes into the pits, Gad comes into the pits, and Rob comes into the pits as well. Looks like Rob has managed to save the most fuel out of all of them, and looks like he will only need to have a change of tyres here, and will not need to come into the pits again, but he will have to make sure them fresh set of soft tyres last for the next 6 laps. He should be able to do it on a lower fuel tank there, as we see Jay, who has already pitted as well, moves ahead of Rob. Let's see if he can keep that gap now, and so let's see how he can do for the rest of this race. As we look up to the battles in front now, Mikey not coming into the pits, actually that's my mistake. He still manages to remain 10 seconds in front of the rest of the guys here. Heppo still needs to pit. Enra, who has already pitted but will still need to come in for a set of medium tyres at some point during this race, so where he will drop back positions, but it looks like he probably won't have enough fuel here, so he will need to put in fuel and another set of tyres, which will drop him right back down the order. The 2-stop might not be working out for some of these drivers here today. As we see JD as well coming up to the back of these 2 drivers. He has already used a set of medium tyres here in his first stint, so let's see, and he looks like he might have enough fuel for the end of this race. So he might come in for another set of tyres, he might not. He has the option to do so, as you see Enra trying to go around the outside of Hebo on the fresher set of soft tyres. Will he manage to make it work? slides around the corner. He has the inside line into the chicane. Ooh, very, very tight. Just managing to make it work, but incredibly tight from all these guys as Heppo peels into the pits. Enra could have really maybe waited for the start-finish straight and not lose as much time, but manages to get past him quickly there and secures himself currently second place, as Mikey's still going on that set of soft tyres and still gaining time on everybody else around him. Consistent lap times from him, but you would imagine he might be pitting in this lap, as it looks like the time is starting to wear away. But saying that, he has managed to set a good first sector here. To see an 11-second gap to those behind him. While these guys have been battling away, Mikey has managed to just draw out more of a gap to these guys. Great stuff from him. To see Enra, JD, Hippie and Paul Swales all in a tight-knit battle here. Paul coming from the back of the grid as well. Good job from him to get himself into this position, but it looks like he will also have to pit again at some point during this race. So see Jay and Rob managing to catch up with a lot of time on them fresher set of soft tyres in the TT, and he is all over the back of Gemini now. Looks like he will have the run on him into the hairpin. Jay goes defensive. Will the power of the TT be enough? Jay squirming on the brakes there. Rob looks to try and get the cut back. He doesn't have enough traction. As we see the guys behind of Gad and Kazi looking to make up positions here. Marmite is well behind. Jay not getting the best of runs as he peels into the pits again for what will be his last stop of the race. We also have Paul Swales in the pits, JD and Hippie all in the pits now. Looks like JD will be coming on for a first set of tyres, and off he goes. No need for any fuel this time around. He will be going to the end of the race. Where does he come out? Currently comes out in 6th place. It's a great job from JD. He will be flying. He will be flying for the end of this race. Manages to come out ahead, crucially, of his competition of Marmite and Hebo, who have already pitted. So now he has fresh air and will be able to really pile on the pressure of the guys in front and hunt down that podium position. And of course his teammate, who is in 3rd position. Let's have a look at the gap of the leaders now. Mikey ahead of by almost 20 seconds ahead of Rob. More than enough time for a pit stop here, but how much will it impact him coming into the pits? This is about to get interesting, but he will be on a fresh set of medium tyres, which will provide him more than enough grip for this track, especially on lower fuel. And Enra just behind him as well, trying to make them newer set of soft tyres work, of course, but he does still need to put a set of medium tyres on. Looks like he might be going for maybe a couple more laps before pitting in, as his last lap was a 1:53, his best of the race so far. Kazi looks to be flying now as Mikey comes into the pits. Let's see where he comes out of the grid. See Rob, who will not need to pit again. Gad behind him. Kazi on a flyer now as well, but looks like he might be able to... is running low on tyres here at the moment. Where's Mikey coming out? Here he comes. He's coming out of the pits, and look at the gap he has to the cars behind him. They will be coming down the straight, but it looks like he's managed to stay ahead of all of these guys here in front. Great job by Mikey, putting in them lap times and managing to work out that enough of a gap for a 2-second gap to Rob now. And even though he is on the harder set of compounds, he will have they are brand new, so the grip will actually probably be the same. Although we do see Gad and Kazi and JD, who is flying right now, managing to already catch the guys in front of him. Great work by JD yet again. All these guys will be trying to catch them for a podium. So you see Enra in front as well, who might need a pit on this lap. Will he have an extra lap? Doesn't look like he's quite managed to have enough time there, as he will need to put in a splash and dash as well as their medium set of tyres. So he looks like he will be dropping back down the grid, unfortunately, as you can see how much time Mikey has managed to make up to Enra here. You can see the time just going back and forth between these two. You see Rob just managing to make up a little bit of time to Mikey now, as Enra comes into the pits. Now where will he come back out? Again, he will be on the harder set of tyres, but where will he come out now? JD looks to maybe mount a challenge on Kazi coming up to the first corner. Will he have enough speed down this main straight? He's in the slipstream. Kazi goes defensive. Will JD have enough speed? Very late on the brakes by this too. JD still goes to the outside. He has the inside line in the next corner. Great move by JD there. Managed to cover up the inside into the next couple of corners. Will Kazi manage to come back? Not quite. JD managed to hold on to position 4 now. Will Kazi make a move on the inside here? No, doesn't look like he quite has the gap. Kazi's tyres really starting to show their wear now, as JD on a fresh set of soft tyres manages to get past him quickly, crucially. Manages to get past him quickly, and now he will hunt down Gad, who was in front of him for that last podium position. Mikey moves up into first place, with Rob just very slowly managing to crawl him in now, but them soft tyres on Rob will be fading quickly. Can Rob manage to catch Mikey before his tyres run out? We'll have to wait and see. Gad in third place, another great race by him today, really showing his stuff in that sit run. But he's going to have to muster all the power he can get to fend off the ever-informed JD in the mighty TT, and with JD on a fresh set of soft tyres now. As you see, Hebo and Marmite battling yet again in this race. Hebo just managing to keep ahead of Marmite, both on the same competitive tyres. This is a battle to the finish now. Looks like Marmite might have a bit more of a run coming out of the chicane. Hebo manages to keep the speed. Doesn't look like he manages to quite have the space to mount a challenge into Hebo now. Let's have a look bit further back, see Enra, who was unfortunately picked up a penalty, and strategy not working at all for him today. The two-stop really hemorrhaging these guys behind us, both Jay and Enra, both on the two-stop strategy, unfortunately in 10th and 11th place respectively. Unfortunately, the two-stop not looking like an optimal strategy here today, and unfortunately it has not worked out for these two. But hopefully they will provide a good battle for the end of this race here. As we have a quick look in front, as Marmite still tries to find a way past Hebo here. Hebo just catches the grass there, but manages to hold the inside line and defend well against Marmite, who looks to be all over the back of him right now. Despite the early incident, it's been a great drive from Marmite here today. You've seen the pace that he's had in that McLaren. Doesn't quite manage to have enough speed coming out of that right-hander, and coming up to the hairpin now. Let's have a bit look in front of JD. Goes wide. Oh, looks like JD looks to have cooked his brakes and has went wide of the hairpin and has allowed Gad back in front of him here. That's not what he would have wanted now. Can he manage to take back that podium position coming up to the last lap of the race? Mikey 1.5 seconds ahead of Rob. Rob not managing to move quite as quickly as he's wanted to now. and has crucially not managed to catch up that much to Mikey. Them soft tyres really showing their wear. But you can see the power of the T team, gaining 10th after 10th on that main straight on the McGann. Coming into the braking zone, the first corner, Mikey manages to get that position back. It looks like Kazi and JD in the background there. Good stuff from Kazi there. Will he be able to hold that inside line off from JD? Both the drivers look to be going wide. Kazi's on a dead set of super softs now. Super softs, as we see the battle in the background here as well. Marmite still trying to find a way past Heppo, but Paul also joining in the battle in the closing stages of this race. Action all over the field in this last lap here. Looks like Heppo manages to defend his line. And position still the same for now, as we see JD trying to get back past Kazi here. Kazi defending well, but does go a bit wide here. Looks to be a bit of contact. JD up the inside. Tight battle in between. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Don't think much really could have been done. Kazi was trying to defend hard, maybe a bit too hard there, as JD was already up his inside. JD manages to hit the brakes into there though, as we see behind, all three of these guys have got a penalty. All three of these guys have got a half-second penalty. All three of them must have ran wide. Off the corner here, does Marmite manage to make a move? No, not quite in the chicane. Let's have a quick look back in front, as somehow Gad's managed to catch up the Rob here. As we see Mikey coming across the line now, too much action to keep track of. Mikey coming across the line as JD manages to get past Kazi as well. Kazi coming with a half-second penalty, manages to burn it for the line. A 2-2 comes across a Hevo, manages to defend from Marmite. Paul Swales in 8th. Hippie coming across in 9th. And Jay just managing to defend his position from Enra at the end there. Great stuff from these guys. Too much action to keep track of at the end there. So much action across the entire field there. Gad's almost catching Rob at the end. Great stuff from him yet again for another great position. Really good stuff from Gad here today. I believe it was a 4th and a podium position here today. Great stuff from him. JD managed to get past Kazi at the end. We'll have to go back on the replays and see how that last lap developed, as there was so many battles there across the entire field in that last lap. But again, I did predict it. Watch out for Mikey, and he delivered a great win from Mikey with the clean race as well. Great stuff from him. That was my prediction for this race. I did say watch out for Mikey in that McGann. So basically you all owe me a tenner. Did say right at the very start of the stream, watch out for Mikey, and he more than delivered here today. Great race from him. Managed to just keep it clean, keep it consistent. Just eked out that gap to the rest of the racers and worked that strategy magnificently yet again in the McGann, turning up for the feature race yet again. We will have to look back at that last lap. Save that replay. We will definitely have to look back at that last lap on the replays to see what the hell happened, really. Oh, sorry to hear that, Hippie. I know it looked like you had a bit of a tough time out there today. It's really unfortunate, mate. Hopefully you can come back stronger. Again with your shoulder as well. In your arm. Hopefully it's alright, buddy. We'll take a quick look at about what happened as well. But as we look at the final results here, Mikey coming across in the McGann Trophy. coming across the line in first place. Rob managing to hold off second place from Gad at the end. Very close race between them two at the end, as it looks like Rob's TV got the notification to switch off. So that's looked like how Gad managed to catch him at the end. Great race again by Gad though. Two very, very solid positions here today from him in third place in the sit run. JD, great recovery drive by him. Unfortunately, didn't quite manage to make up them last couple of positions at the end there. And Kazi coming across the line in 5th place again. Unfortunately, not having the best of starts compared to the other drivers around him, but still good considering he was at the back of the grid for this one. So great result here again from Kazi. Heppo as well, also starting from second last, managing to come across in 6th position. Good stuff from him. Unfortunately, Marmite as well. Great race by him, all things considered. Had a bit of an off on the first couple corners there, but manages to come back strong and finished in 7th place. Great stuff from him. And looking at the finishing times now, that was a very, very close grid overall. That's probably the closest grid we've had, with the top 8 positions almost within 10 seconds of each other. I don't think we've seen that once so far this season, so it was a very close race here today. Paul Swales coming across in 8th place. Good drive from him, all things considered, as one of the super subs for today. Hippie unfortunately coming in from 9th. Just again, the power of that Alpha not really making it much, and looks like he was caught up in a couple of maybe not incidents here, but just slowing up in a bit of traffic here today. Jay and Enra both opting for the 2-stop strategy, which didn't quite work here at Catalunya, not managing to quite make that work, and Sean coming across in 12th position there. Good stuff from all these guys here today though. Congratulations to Mikey on the feature race win, as well as Rob and Gad for both the podium positions here today. Good stuff from them guys today. Right, with that I believe the replay is saved now. It has already been saved. Right. Right, let's have a quick look at these replays, shall we? Bit of action to cover, not many incidents here today to cover, but there was certainly a lot of action to recover. So, and hopefully the PlayStation can handle it, because a couple of times it hasn't been able to handle it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, lucky rabbit's foot, etc, etc, that my PlayStation will be able to handle it and not blue screen the game for once. No, I really doubt that, Hippie. The Alpha is a pain in the arse to drive. Even I know that. It's so much slower than every other car on the grid. You do a really good job despite that, mate, honestly. I think all of us would be in the exact same position, tens and tens of seconds off the lead just in that car. I really don't think it's down to you, mate, at all, if I'm honest. So, let's have a quick look at this sprint race then. Let's have a quick look at the starts. Who were the winners and losers out of this start. We all know who the main 2 losers were out of this one. So let's have a quick look. Let's have a look a bit further back. Let's have a look at Hebo. He managed to move up into 2nd place at the start. Oh yeah, you can see the start that Hebo and Paul managed to get there, just sweeping past the TTs at the start. And Hebo managing to, again, gain on Paul behind him as well. and just manages to keep that position for the rest of the race. These three were pretty much in a race of their own, completely. At this point today, you can see Mikey there, just behind them. He managed to also get a good start. You can see the massive pack behind them as well. It actually looked like a relatively clean start from all of them. But let's take it back to the start a second, and we'll see what happened with the TTs. So let's have a look at Rob now. So let's have a look. Oh, the real track. Look at the amount of time you lose on the start from them. Already in 8th and 9th position there. You can see JD just in front of him in 7th place. A little bit of contact there just at the start, but nothing really too major. It's the only contact there was between JD and Gad, but nothing really could have been done about that. A little bit of contact between Enra and Rob there, but again, nothing really could have been done about that. They were both going for the position. See Marmite just looking in the background there. No, completely agreed there, Rob. It's not a balancing factor, but it's one of the TT's only down points is the start. Good battle between you two, between you and Enra at the start though. It was a good battle. You can see how tight-knit this pack was though at the start. This was where the main action was because the top three were away. Gad almost making it 3 wide in there. It was a good move by Gad there, just managing to sneak up the inside of Jay, who was trying to go into Mikey there as well. A really solid race from Gad there as well. I think did he manage to, it was either 4th or 5th Gad managed to take away from this one, I'm pretty sure. I think. Because I think there was an, because I want to have a look at the last lap of this race as well. Because unfortunately JD managed to just lose out a bit of time. Because I think Rob was in 4th, so Gad must have been 5th, I believe. But we'll have a look at the results after this. You can see how much time the McGann loses on the straight though as well. Similar to the good move there from JD though. Very clean from them two just getting out the way. Looks like he was a bit late on the brakes into that corner, unfortunately. And somehow though Mikey picks up a penalty and JD doesn't. I'm not sure how that works, and that's why Mikey unfortunately dropped out so many positions. Really unfortunate for Mikey there. Good sportsmanship by these two though. Was it, just go back a little bit, was it just, you can see, yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Jay already had the inside line into that corner. Let's have a look. Jay was late on the brakes. Nah, there's nothing really in that. It's unfortunate for that's unfortunate for Mikey there. But yeah, that's just unfortunate for Mikey there. I think there's nothing really much that could have been done there. But still, all worked out in the end. He managed to take home first place in the feature race, so hey, silver linings. Still good stuff from Mikey there. So you can see in front, let's have a quick look at what happens here then, because Rob manages to move up the inside of Jay here. Yeah, I think Jay just a tiny bit too early on the cutback there. Unfortunately didn't manage to get just as much traction, but good stuff nonetheless. Good move by Rob there up the inside. Let's skip a bit further ahead. And lap 3 now. And McLaren's actually looked pretty good at this track, surprisingly. McLaren is a good all-around car if you can make it work, but it can bite you in the arse sometimes. Enra and JD. Yeah, that was the one I wanted to have a look at there. So let's have a quick look at these guys here. So you can see both Enra and JD actually are already gaining time on J here. Yeah, that's just a bit of unfortunate there. That's more of a racing incident, to be fair. They both wait, so nothing that really could be done there. Looks like J took his normal racing line, Enra and JD just both got overcooked the brakes a bit there, but no harm done really. It happens, especially into that corner. I mean, especially into that corner. Yeah, it looks like both JD and Enra just didn't quite manage to get their braking points right. I will say though, just as a side note, if any, like, that, especially if anybody's just waiting there at that hairpin, that's the wrong place to wait, I will say. Let's just have a quick look at this. Yeah, to be honest, Enra, I don't think that was nothing really going to be done about that. You were both trying to defend from each other, and you were both early on the brakes. Sorry, you were both a bit later on the brakes, and Jay just took his normal racing line, so nothing really could be done about that. The only thing I will say though is you were both here, but that's not the place to wait. It's like you were. I get that you wanted to wait, and that's fair enough. That's completely understand that, but you were at a dead stop there. That's like, it's not the place to wait at all, and Hippie unfortunately actually gets the better of you, not thinking that, because I mean when you look at this, like for you just dead stop on the track there's no way Hippie can get out the way of that. So that's the only thing I will say, but yeah, no, that's fine. Just for future, I think that can be said for all drivers, just in general, not just you, mate. Just be considerate when you are waiting for somebody to give a position back. Just be considerate of the other cars around you, and don't do it on the racing line. That's all I can say. But that can apply to everybody, including me. It's like, just make sure you give other drivers plenty of room and you get out the way if you are wanting to wait for another driver, if an incident has happened. But all credit to you, Enra, so it's fine. I knew from the stream when I was looking back, because I managed to catch that incident on the stream anyway, that I could see you were just trying to wait, so it's all fair and good. But apart from that, I think that was pretty much the only one. Oh, sorry, no, I do need to have a look at this last lap, because there was this battle at the end, because there was a great battle between Marmite and JD here. I did like that as well, where it was pretty much the entire first sector and first half of the second sector. Marmite and JD were pretty much side by side. And you can see Jay and Enra up in front there as well, battling. JD goes to the inside here. Good stuff though, I mean, plenty of room. All you can do with that. Great stuff from these two, both Marmite and JD. Yeah, it looks like, I think JD just went a bit wide there, trying to protect his position from Marmite, but just hits the accelerator a bit too early. Good moves by the both of them though. Great driving. You can see, was it Enra just managed to... Enra's already in front of this. This is a great move by Enra though. Just carrying that bit more speed. Yeah, great move by Enra. He was already ahead at that point. Good stuff by Enra, moving ahead of Jay on that corner and just managing to keep his position there. Good move from him. Hey Marmite, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, apart from that, I am going to have a look at this last lap though. So let's just have a quick look. So unfortunately Marmite does pick up a penalty there, but again, Catalunya penalties, same thing, it happens. Let's have a look what happened here. So JD moves ahead of Marmite here. Ah, that's unfortunate. Let's have a look. Jay's in the slipstream here. Jay just tries to... Ah, that's unfortunate. Jay does wait though, so that's fair enough. Yeah, I think with being in the slipstream there, Jay just gets a little bit too hot on the brakes. Doesn't quite brake early enough into that corner. I think he took his normal braking point, but obviously with him being in the slipstream, just carried that bit extra speed into that corner. But unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate. But then I think Enra just goes a bit wide there. That allows JD up into 7th. Yeah, and that's what happened to Jay. So that was in the beginning of the first lap as well, so I probably could have... it's unfortunate I didn't manage to get back past there. Yeah, that is unfortunate, Enra. Again, it's a stupid penalty system in this game. Mikey was foul to it as well earlier in this race, but unfortunate there, mate. If it was any other way we could fix it, I would love to try and fix it, but again, just what can you do? So that's why, and it was at this point where at this point I realised that the positions had all changed. It was at that point where I saw JD was like 3 seconds ahead of Enra. I was just like, hang on, how the hell has this happened? And then that was pretty much it to the line. Oh, that's why Marmite, no way. I thought Marmite was in like 8th or something like that. Ah, it's unlucky, Marmite. Not your weekend, I'm afraid, mate. Not your weekend, unfortunately. Running good until that point. And then the rest of the guys come across the line. Let's have a quick look back. Since I didn't manage to catch it on the stream there, so you see Kazi coming across the line in first place. Again, just in the sprint race, he's done very well in the sprint races. Comes across the line there. Heppo in 2nd, Paul in 3rd, Rob just managing there. Gard coming across the line in 5th, so a 5th place and a 3rd place for Gard. Great stuff from him today. Never, ever, ever underestimate Gard. He'll creep up on you and you'll get you. Oh, he'll get you. Right, and on that note, let's have a quick look at the feature race. I mean, realistically, the only two things I really want to have a look at in the feature race is the first lap and the last lap. That's pretty much it, if I'm honest. Oh, well, you mention it now, Paul. I'm going to have to watch it now. There was some really good racing today. This is by far been the cleanest race, like in general. It's been really good racing today. Good stuff. Right, so you're seeing yourself there, Paul. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Yup. That's quite funny, to be fair. Just followed each other off. Whoops. See, even aliens make mistakes. Even aliens make mistakes. Yup. And that's how Hebo managed to get past Paul at the start. Fair enough, fair enough. Apart from that, that was pretty much it at the start. Yeah, mediumtyres.exe has stopped working. Would you like to resend a report? Sending report. You can see how much grip these soft tyres had over the mediums though, especially in that Aston. Of course, of course. I mean, of course it's better with GRT. It looked it more like the McLaren actually looked really good today, in general. He managed to use it really well, and unfortunately for the second time today, Jay just misses his braking points on the mediums. What could have been? What could have been? There was a bit of a battle there between... So Jay gets out the way of here, trying to sabotage his teammate, man. Yeah, just if he gets a bit on the grass there, unfortunately just loses a bit of time. Yeah. Jay managed to get back past, and so does Mikey. See Mikey and co battling for a few laps here. Oh yeah, like the sausage curbs in the Alpha, it just throws you about over the chicane in this one. It's like, it's really bad in the Alpha. Why did Marmite get that penalty? Let's have a quick look. They just go wide at this corner. Yeah. Ah, it's really unfortunate, man. Again, stupid BS penalty system. And that was unfortunately Marmite's downfall in the first lap, as well as somehow getting another penalty in the first bit of the second lap as well. But I will say, despite dropping back that much, great recovery drive from Marmite. Finished 7th in the end, so all credit to Marmite there at the end. Great drive from him. Yep. Any bumps, anything in the Alpha now, and it just flings itself about. Really does, really does. Let's have a bit more of a skip ahead. Is there anything? Let's see, Mikey manages to catch both Jay and Henry here. Good battle between Jay and Mikey here as well. Mikey just gets a bit more of a run. You can see the traction Mikey gets off that though from going wide. Just manages to get on the power so much earlier. You can see he goes wide, loses time. But look at the grip. Look at the grip that Mikey gets off of that. And just goes up the inside. Good stuff, good recovery. Yep, agreed, Enra. Great stuff today. And thanks for filling in today, buddy. It's good to have you around. Unfortunate on the strategy, but no, good racing overall. Good stuff. And again, if you want to hop in again for a reserve sometime, I'm sure we'll have no problems with it. If you want to hop in any other time, Enra, in another car. No problem whatsoever. You can see Jay just waltzing past Mikey on the start-finish straight there. Again, just mid-engine cars in general are just crap on curbs. They just really are, they're just awful on curbs. I'm trying to think, wasn't any major battles further back. I managed to get most of that one on stream. Nice, let's have a quick... See you later, Enra. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So let's have a quick skip ahead. I'm not going to do this too quickly, just in case it crashes. Oh, I can imagine Suzuka, man. Ugh. Don't even want to think about that. You can see how much time Marmite managed to make up though with everybody going into the pits. The charging Marmite himself. You can see how much time though. I mean, what was he, like 10th a few laps ago in lap 4? And now he's in 4th? Like... And then he also manages to overtake Epo as well on the next lap. See, there you go, up the inside, no problems, thank you very much. Managed to keep his line, there you go. Simple as that, that's how you overtake. Just had to, I think he just had to put a bit more fuel in than everybody else. Marmite, but apart from that, good stuff, good stuff. You see there's a bit of a battle behind as well. Actually, can't get distracted. We all know we want to see the final lap, so let's move ahead this along a bit. That's where Rob goes into the pits. We all want to see the final lap, so let's just go to the final lap. So Hebel goes into the pits. Yeah, it really needs something else, Hibby. It needs more power, or it needs a lot more power and more weight, so it's actually able to keep a bit more stable. It needs to have, like, I don't know, 3 or 4% weight, but then more like 10% more power at least, just so it's like almost competitive. Oh, we'll have to have a look at that then, Rob. That's where Mikey pits. So you can see I want to know like Rob's reaction when he saw Mikey come out of the pits here. It's just like, where is he? There's the fuel, and you can see the McGann up ahead, and he's like, oh no. You know what it is? It's actually as well, Mikey getting his revenge for Nürburgring, actually managing to take home the win this time around against Rob. It's a good stuff to him. Mikey getting his revenge on the TT and taking home the win today. So look a bit further back. Again, another battle between Heppo and Marmite. Unfortunately, that one didn't work out quite as well for Marmite this time around, but good stuff from Heppo as well. Good defensive lines again. Good luck trying to get past Heppo in a sit run. That is a tall order. Yeah, just do it. Just do anything to make it more stable and be able to ride the curves, Hippie. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, that's where Kazi managed to... Is that where Kazi managed to get past? Oh, Kazi's on the... Oh no, that's where JD manages to get past Kazi. I forgot. It's not until like the last lap where... You can see the power of the TT though. You can see it starts to run out of power though on its top end. It has amazing acceleration, but the gearing isn't the greatest. So it actually starts to even out when you get into that, like, the top of 4th and 5th. It does help teach, but it's nowhere near enough. It does help the Alpha a lot, but it's not enough for it to not still slide about everywhere and take the take the corners better. It does help, but it's not enough, I don't think. But it does. But you're right. The brake balance does help quite a bit. Right, let's skip a bit further to the final lap then. So you've got lap 14. Right, here we go. Final lap. Yeah, just the weight distribution on the Alpha just doesn't seem correct at all because it's so light. Like, the actual distribution of it doesn't actually seem right at all because it's that low, and it's that low, and it's that light. No, that's not what I said, Rob. It is 100% quick in a straight line. It is very quick in a straight line, but it hasn't got good top end. There's a difference. It's very good in a straight line. It's very good in a straight line, but as soon as you consider the top end of it on a very long straight, because realistically there's no real track in the game where the TT struggles because of its low top end. Even at Catalunya, it still manages to plough past cars because of its great acceleration. It's very good in a straight line, but as soon as you have a very long straight, it's not as good as some other cars. That would be my opinion of it anyway. It's very good in a straight line, but it's top. As soon as you consider the top end, it's not as good as some other cars potentially. While I was talking all over that, you can see JD just managed to go up the inside, just had that just a bit more grip. Yeah, I don't think there was nothing in that. JD was already on the inside. They were defending hard. What more can you do, really? They were both defending hard. Let's have a quick look at Rob though, actually, because so this is, he was still close. He started the gap to get. You can see how much guard has actually gained on that. What's a T7? Did you say, Rob? Don't know. Is it? Oh, it's there, is it? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can see through that entire bit and then guards right on your arse. Oh, if only guard managed to have a bit more of a run there. He might have got you, you know, Rob. He might have got you. Let's have a look. There's a bit of a gap there. Oh, if he'd only just managed to get his nose in there. Guard only managed to get his nose just a bit more in front there. He might have been able to have a shot at taking that second place away from Rob. But good defending nonetheless, despite not being able to see literally anything. Let's have a look a bit further back as well because... Oops. Oh, what? Oh my god, really? Why isn't there a button to skip to the end of the replay? Oh my god. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Literally on the last lap as well. Why is that even a button? Why is that even a button? Have it as an option or something. There we go, right. Let's have a quick watch of this because I didn't manage to catch much of this battle. We'll actually get a bit wide into there. His front tyres are a bit worse than Marmite's and Paul's here. To be fair, JD, like PD are already on minus 10,300,046 points just for everything that they do in this game. And that you can back me on that. I've got the information to back it up. Minus 10 million points at least for PD already. It's already crashed me twice. So Hebel gets it wrong. That's quite funny. Let's watch it from Paul's perspective then. So none of them get us through that. It's literally all on this corner. So you can see Hebel takes a bit too much of the curve there and goes wide. Same with Paul. Oh man, I almost get such a good run on Hebel there. Yep, there you go. Simultaneous penalties. Have you ever seen anything like it? Oh, I just get a bit too late on the brakes there. Oh, you can see how much grip that McLaren has compared to the Citroen this time around. No, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. You can see all three is trying to burn your penalties off before the line, just saying, burn them, go, right, go, go. Shit, damn it. I can imagine that is literally what went through all of your minds at the end there, 100%. Did Kazi pick up a penalty there at the end? Oh my god, no way. What was that for? Because that was the battle between JD and Kazi at the end. Must have been going wide. So that's fine, that's fine. Must have been there for going too wide in that corner. Yeah, must have been. That's unlucky. Doesn't matter too much anyway, because every person behind them also had a half a second penalty. But hey ho. And with that, I think, actually, before we do, since I didn't manage to do that on the stream as well, let's have a quick look at the leaders coming across the line, giving them a moment in the sun, checkered flag. Great race from Mikey here today. Gad almost catching Rob there at the end. Hepburn Marmite coming across the line with Paul there after burning the penalties. Hippie across the line there, 9th. Jay and Enra coming across the line there as well. Well, I think that is by far a very successful GR4 round. That great stuff all around from the guys racing today. And yeah, I think with that, replays are done, everything's sorted. So thank everybody for joining in the chat today. A load of comments here today, as usual. Oh, and it's Red Bull next week. Oh god, well that's just TT Central, that. Like, you don't want to talk about the TT much, but I'm pretty sure the TT is the best car around Red Bull. If I'm thinking right, maybe? Off the top of my head? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll be offline for the rest of the day, unfortunately. I might be back on later on tonight, but I'm offline for the rest of the day anyway. No, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Hippie. And I did see your comment earlier, Tej, as well. So thank you for that. I was too busy catching up on the madness that was that feature race, so I did see your comment before, so thank you for that as well. As I hear the doorbell ringing, classic. And on that note, I'm going to end it here. Thank you as well, Mikey, and Hippie as well. Thank you very much for watching this round of the GR4 League, and we'll catch you next time at Red Bull. So, with that, catch you later, guys, and see you later. Whoop.